Happy Christmas Eve, New Life Church. We did it. We have come to the end of our very first Life of Christ series as a church. And tomorrow morning, we will celebrate Jesus. Our prayer is that tomorrow, as in the middle of the gifts and all the celebration, that we will remember Jesus and talk about him with our friends and family in a whole new way. Isaiah said this. He said, "Unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given." In other words, from our perspective on earth, a child was born for us, but from God's perspective, from heaven's perspective, a son was given for us. God gave us his very best to rescue us out of that which we were powerless to save ourselves from. And he goes on to say the government will be on his shoulders. Well, thank the Lord for that. And then he describes him with some amazing words. It says he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. Though this series is coming to an end, our hope is that it's not the end, but actually the beginning of a lifelong pursuit of Jesus, because we're only at the beginning of discovering the treasure that is found in him. You know, I think about one of Jesus's disciples, John. He was not only a very devoted follower, but he was one of Jesus's closest personal friends. And John knew a whole lot about Jesus. He had been with him through so many moments. But at the very end of his life, he had a vision of Jesus that totally wrecked him and left him in awe. In Revelations 1, verse 12, John says, "Then I turned to see the voice that spoke with me. His head and hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes like a flame of fire. His feet were like brass, as if refined in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. He had in his right hand 7 stars. Out of his mouth went a sharp 2-edged sword, and his countenance was like the sun shining in its strength. And when I saw him, I fell at his feet as though I were dead. But he laid his hand on me, saying, 'Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am he who lives and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore, and I have the keys of Hades and of death.'" Our prayer is that your year in 2021 is filled with brand new encounters of this man named Jesus, that not only leave us in wonder, but compel us to go find those who have never discovered the way, the truth, and the life, that their lives can also be transformed. God bless you, New Life Church.